These will be tripping.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. I ain't trying to hear that, dog. Man, I don't give a hell.
I don't give a hell.
He said, my name is T.
My name is T.
What's good,
Shout out to my dog
it's
T.
Big Game James.
Big Game
Man, I
James.
swear,
Shout out
this
to
Cowboys
everybody's
front
Big
office,
Game James.
They always gonna be the same way, so this don't even trip. Jerry's gonna be Jerry.
It's the $10 holla.
$10
I need some
holla.
Dak moments this year. I need some Dak moments.
said I need some Dak moments this year.
It's a $10
And it's a Wednesday night. We did get some Dak moments.
A few.
We didn't get some defense moments, though.
We got a few Dak moments early. You know what I'm saying? We got a few Dak moments, which was cool.
There
But
we go. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
we didn't get
same
any,
old Cowboys.
we didn't get any defense moments, though.
Man,
None.
I don't give a hell.
I don't give a hell.
He said, my name is T.
What's good, everybody?
It's Big Game James.
Man, I swear.
And
these
we're in
Cowboys
there.
front office, they always gonna be
On a
the same
Wednesday
way, so
night.
this don't
The late night hype.
Night hype.
The late night hype. We on the late night hype tonight, right? Late
Yeah, that's
night hype.
yeah. Well, on the East Coast, it's still pretty early on the West Coast.
West Coast, they chilling. West Coast be living good. You already know.
Yeah, they are living good out there. This time of year, I was where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be.
Oh, we are back.
Yes, and we got some great news. Matt Eberflus was fired. That was great news for Cowboys fans when the news broke. We heard about the 10 to 12 day window. I was thinking going into that, I'm going to be pissed every day because we're going to watch some guys get hired that we all been talking about or that we want. And nope, they went ahead and pulled the plug early. So that was good news. I mean, you know, we still got to work through with Jerry, but
Jerry gonna be Jerry.
at least we get to see a change, which that can always be a little bit exciting, you know, because you hate when you just see it be complacent.
Mm-hmm. Well, we talked about it last Wednesday. I will say that I said when you asked me what do you think will happen with Eberflus, looks like his comments coming in. Looks like it is. So
It's just telling you who's watching.
Watching. But you know, when we talked about it last Wednesday, and I said, I thought Jerry he doesn't want to hear the noise. You can talk all you want about his Cowboys. He likes that. You can talk bad about Dallas all day, all night. He's cool with that because that's bringing him stuff. Don't talk about him though. If everybody's talking about Jerry, he don't like that. Jerry likes being liked. He don't like being disliked. And he don't like the masses going against him. So when the masses get real loud against him, he will make that change. And I feel like that's what happened. I seen too many people saying, I'm done with Dallas. I'm not even gonna watch them if you bring this dude back. He heard that. He heard all that noise. You know, this is 2026 now. There's social media everywhere. Social media teams on every organization. They look, they watch. There's content creators, there's fans. It's social media now, especially after the pandemic. The social media podcast took over. So yeah, they have a vested interest because so many people listen to the podcast now, right? So many people listen to us now. Mm-hmm. We have an influence. Where we didn't have that influence back in the day. We actually have that influence. So when we get to yelling and griping and blah, 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 all the fans start getting behind us. So now we got momentum. So Jerry don't want to hear everybody saying, Jerry, he don't want to hear that. All right, you got Eberflus, you got to go. I probably don't even want to fire you, but you got to go because I don't want to hear this noise no more. You know what I mean? So I knew we talked about it. I know he would do it just because of the pressure. If he didn't have the pressure, I think he would have brought him back. I really do.
Yeah, and like you had said, you know, what are they going to do now? Are they going to actually do a search or are they going to go with another guy? I had thought prior to the 10 to 12 day thing that maybe I thought they were gonna take so long to like kind of if they were gonna fire him, do it with give him like dignity, like let him off.
What dignity? Hold up. He don't deserve no dignity.
Well, that's because they're buddies. That's why I would think that. So that was just one theory, and then I thought, okay, maybe they got a guy in mind who's already on the staff, and that's why they can just go and take their time because they'll just pull him up. So it don't matter how
it would
long
only
they
be
wait.
white cotton, and we would raise hell.
So it don't matter how long they wait. But so that was another theory, and then there was a theory of maybe. There's a guy who's going to be in the playoff hunt right now, and they could wait 10 to 12 days because maybe they still, wait till the playoffs are over and then they talk to somebody. But who knows? I don't know. What do you think? I mean, who would you go after? Well, I guess you could just name your top candidates, I guess, because I've been seeing that a lot. Everybody putting up their candidates. Who you think are the top candidates, or realistic, or who you would want versus what you actually think is going to happen?
Well, first of all, I was going to pull up because my phone's acting weird, but Zach Wolchuk, he's on 105 The Fan. I follow him. He follows me. I really respect him. He goes off. He goes ham. I like Zach. He had a nice little short list of guys you probably don't know about. Go look on there. I like the players, the guys that he's talking about, but Jerry won't do that because Jerry probably don't know them people. In my opinion, Jerry will lean on a Will McClay because Will McClay is in those circles, right? And he gonna lean on Shotty because Shotty's dad was Marty Schottenheimer, and Shotty been in the league over 20-something years. So Shotty been built a lot of relationships with a lot of places, and a lot of people like Shotty. Period. He's a likable dude. You don't hate Shotty. He's a likable dude. You feel me? So I'm sure he's formed a lot of friendships and things like that. So with that being said, there's a lot of names out there, the big names. So I thought Jerry would big name hunt, right? Because he said that stuff he said, I don't even want to repeat what he said when he was talking about Trump and the Venezuela crap. That was stupid. Trying to be funny and nobody laughed. But he's going to lead the search, and he's going to probably lean heavily on Brian Schottenheimer, right? Because Jerry and Steven, you don't know nothing. I'm not giving you no credit that if we sat back and let you do the search, if Shotty didn't have no input and Will McClay didn't have input and it was just Jerry and Steven and they had to find a defensive coordinator, they would call Mike Zimmer again. When you come out of retirement again, one more time, I'll pay you a little more money. That's what they would do because they don't know nobody. I don't care what y'all tell me. They don't know nobody. They lazy as hell. That's why they said Shotty will have heavy influence. You know why he's going to have heavy influence? Because they don't know nobody. It proves you don't know nobody because look who you got. You went and got Eberflus, who was with you before. You went and got Zimmer, who was with you before. You get what I'm saying? You only got Quinn because he got fired, and he was a big name. He coached the Legion of Boom. It was easy for you. That's not a hard search for you. That's an easy search. Mm-hmm. Legion of Boom, Dan Quinn, he's fired. He's got a job opening. He wants to probably get on again. That's easy. So you didn't have to do no hard searches. So they're not going to do a hard search now. I listened to his interview where he said, we're going to do a thorough search. Yeah, you're going to say all this stuff to make Dallas Cowboy land get back on your tip. I'm not doing it. They're falling for it. But what I'm saying, G, is it's going to be more thorough because Shotty's there. And they're going to lean on Shotty. And they're going to play the game like we're doing stuff different. And you know why they're going to play it like that? Because Shotty's there. You get what I'm saying? He's not doing nothing different, but he's going to give the illusion that they are doing something because they're leaning on Shotty's experience. You get what I'm saying? Not their own, him. So now when they say they're doing a thorough search, it's going to appease the Cowboys fan. Like, oh, we interviewed him. Look at Dallas. Look at Jerry. He's being so different. He is changing.
Say it's the same. But, I mean, I know a lot of people will also say, I like to play that devil's advocate, look at it from both sides. People will also say that, Jerry was also more aggressive during this season with the trades and the last offseason with picking up Pickens. And then getting Quentin Williams, obviously, but you did lose Parsons. But I think people will say, "Oh, that also seems different." So I don't know.
But he did that with Mike McCarthy too. Remember when Mike McCarthy came on his first year, you got Don Terry Poe, Gerald McCoy, Clinton Dix. They went out in free agency and got guys. We were like, damn, you ain't got them type of guys before. He did it with Mike McCarthy, a new coach. He had skins on the wall. He was going to do it. And plus, Schottenheimer is his guy. So don't you think if he's handpicking him, he's going to pour in the resources? Because if you fail, I fail. I handpicked you. It's going to fall back on me. So I'm going to give you a lot more stuff than maybe some of the other people. And plus, Schottenheimer was with the program for like 3 years. So it's like you like family now. Mm-hmm. And you know how he does with the family guys. But to go back on your last question, because you're like, who is your top guy? I would say, we talked about Flores. I said, don't just automatically go after him. Do a thorough search, which I want them to do. I want them to do a thorough search because there's a lot of guys out there. But if you're talking about the mentality, this is why I would say Flores will be my top choice. He's divisive. He's divisive. He sued the NFL. Mm-hmm. I want that. I want that in the building. I want divisiveness. I don't think he's divisive with the company, but he's going to stand his ground. He's going to be 10 toes down. That's the kind of guy I want in the building. I don't want a guy to concede to Jerry, or because I'm happy you gave me a job, I'm going to concede little things. I don't think Brian Flores will do that. He's going to stand on his morals and his thoughts, and no matter what, he's going to stay that way. And when you look at him, when I listened to him talk, I told you I was listening to him when he was talking about the Tua situation. Because Tua was in his feelings because he was like, Brian Flores was extra critical of me. Win. Remember when Tua was crying about because Flores was on his Flores had 2 out of 3 winning seasons with you, and guess what? You not that quarterback, and he proved he was right about you. Mm-hmm. Brian Flores was right about you. You're not that guy. And he kept telling you, you ain't really that guy. You just got put on me, and you was hurting your little feelings. So you had to get little Mike McDaniel to coach you. No, I want somebody who's going to tell you how it is.
Oh, you got benched now.
Yeah. You feel me? So Flores was right about you. You ain't strong enough to take criticism. I want a coach that can criticize you, but Flores is all about being a man, being team building, but being a man and taking. He just on that energy where I feel like I'm not taking the ish from nobody. And I like it. His aggressive. It's aggressive. It's adaptive, and it's challenging. If you look at how he does his defense, I think in 2023 they were blitzing over 50% of the time. 2024 it fell back to like 38%, and then this year was 49 to 50% they were blitzing. But he has the engage 8, so he's sending 8, but it's an illusion. He has complex type defenses, but what I like about it is he challenges you as a man. He has a real strong accountability. I think he has really good character. And I feel like I don't want a buddy system. I don't want them to bring in a guy that we all love and like. I want somebody who's going to push back a little bit. I need that. So that's the reason why he's my top guy, because I think he will push back what Jerry and them would say. I do.
One of the other things about Flores, I saw a few different people post about this. Again, this is all off the top of my head. I don't do a ton of research. I'm just talking about things I see off the top of my head. Was that Jerry likes a guy on his staff who has head coaching experience. So he does have that. And, who knows? Maybe he'll be looked at as a head coach and we won't even get him. But
here's the thing, though. There's another guy out there named Jim Leonard.
Before you get to that,
okay,
because I wanted to get in the comments a little bit here first, and then we're going to go to like the next guy.
Okay,
probably just going to hit on a lot of these guys who you think could be replacements, and just kind of your takes on each one of these guys.
Get that lighter.
Yep. Get your takes on each one of these guys that could be a potential replacement. So, but appreciate everybody checking us out right now, live on YouTube, Facebook, At the same time, Marvin Hargrove's in there on Facebook. Haven't
My
seen him in
dog.
a while. He said, "What's been good with you, Big?"
What's up, Marvin?
He said, "What's up, producer G?" DD Cruz is in there. That's some familiar
DD
names.
Cruz. What's up, DD?
Yeah, this feels
How you
like
doing, miss?
this feels like
That
from,
feels
from
like
back in the
this
day.
feels like 2017.
That's 2017.
That's
all
2017
over
right
again.
there.
Lead commander on YouTube said Jerry's out fishing again for catfish. The rod has been cast in the water, jiggling. When do y'all bite again? I think we're just gonna go day by day. I ain't trying to get excited about nothing. I'm not excited until we get to NFC Championship game. That's it for me. When I see that, I'll start to get a little bit more excited about this team.
Okay.
Marvin Hargrove says, I keep hearing Brian Flores, Al Harris, or Raheem Morris, but I would mind seeing Harris, Flores, or Aiden Durd. You talked about Durd. Is it Durd or Durday? I'm not sure how you say that.
Durday.
Al
Harris is not coming back here, y'all. I keep hearing too bad.
Hold on. Sorry.
Go
I had
ahead.
to get back to you because I
Go ahead.
just want to say appreciate all the comments. I'll read some more in a little bit, but yeah, sorry. Continue on what you were saying.
All I was gonna say was Al Harris ain't coming back here. I heard too much stuff. Too many people have hit me up in my inbox and said that's not happening. So I'm not believing that. Al Harris is not coming back here. Okay, so throw Al Harris out of here, in my opinion. Throw it out. Durden with Seattle, I like him, but he left. They had an opportunity to mess with him, and they didn't. I don't see them bringing him back. You know what I mean? Raheem Morris, I like.
So I guess yes. Is Morris one of the guys that might be? Where does he stack up on your list of guys that could be a replacement? Flores is your number one.
Flores is my number one. I like Raheem Morris. He would be like, for real, he would be like a number 2, number 3, because I love his energy. He's young. He's relatable. Those players were real. I feel like those players will really respect him and listen to him. I think he's a good energy guy. I think he would blend very well with Shotty. I think they would have great communication with each other. That's why I like Raheem Morris. The communication thing. Shotty is a communicator. He needs people to a guy that can communicate with him, and I think that's what Raheem Morris would definitely do. And I really think he got a bad rap. I think they should have gave him one more year at Atlanta. I think they really played him. They should gave him one more year.
2 years is pretty quick to fire.
You should have gave him one more year because it would look like it was coming up, and then you stopped it, and then someone else is probably going to jump on that team and get 10 wins, and they'll be like, "Oh, he's the great coach." But Raheem was. That's why I don't like that.
And Phoenix got hurt too.
Yeah, I don't like how they did that. I don't like how they did him. He's a good coach, and I think a lot of people will respect him. So he's close on the list now. He's not. I like this guy. And I think this guy might be the coach. This is the guy I think might be the defensive coordinator.
Wait, one other thing about Raheem Morris. Keep that one in thought, because I just wanted to ask you about, because when we look at these guys, we also got to think, like, does the talent that the Cowboys have match up with what they want to do? Because, they all have their own types of defense that they run. And, I know Raheem Morris has had success, but, like, does he fit what the Cowboys would want to do schematically on defense?
Well, I think
that's kind of what you would want to know about each of these guys.
I think I think with Morris, he's adaptable. I think you got talent on that front line. You have talent on that front line. You have a Quentin Williams. You have a Kenny Clark. You have a Osa. You have some guys. We keep on hearing in the streets they're gonna bring Clowney back. I think. That you probably should do that.
Definitely end of the year nice.
Yeah, you definitely at least another 1 year deal for him. You know what I'm saying? You still got Ezra Rock who'll be going in year 2, will be better. You get what I'm saying? So you got some talent there. It ain't like it's barren. And then I talked about your linebackers. People be hating. You got Overshown. You got Leah Fowl. Okay.
Find a way to use him.
We felt like he didn't use him right. When we saw Mike Zimmer, he was turning up. So I feel good with Leah Fowl year 3. And then you got Overshown. And then you still got Shamar James, who got a whole bunch of time. He's athletic. Yeah, he probably needs some work, but that's somebody you can work with. You have some guys right there.
I thought he flashed.
You get what I'm saying? So you have the cupboard isn't bare. You're not coming to a cupboard that's bare.
I also had read some things saying that Morris was a good developer of players too for like the young guys.
He looks like it. Look at Raheem Morris. When you look at him, he's a dude that you look like. I look like if he was my coach, I want to play for him. Honestly, if Raheem Morris was my coach, I want to play for him because I feel like he's fair. He's fair for everybody. And he's teachable. He teaches. Let me get that short before you put that up. You saw me looking at that shit.
I didn't see you.
Oh, I saw. I was watching.
I didn't see you
I
looking
was watching.
at it.
I was watching. But I think he's.
You could have a whole one if you want.
I don't want a whole one. I want a whole one. I'll get sick.
Oh, I feel it.
But yeah, I like Morris. I just feel like he's a player's coach. If we're talking about that player's coach thing, he's a player's coach. So he's somebody I would love to play for if I was a player. But Jerry's not going to do Raheem Morris. He's not. Now, can I mention the person?
That could be a Dan Quinn 2.0, though. Raheem Morris
It
coming
could.
off the head coach with
It could.
Atlanta.
It could, but they don't want to do that. I don't think they want to do that because Shotty mentioned somebody in the streets, and once he mentioned his name, I was like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, you're gonna get into that. I want to hit a couple more comments.
Hit a
and then
couple
we'll get
more
into
comments,
Jim
'cause-
Leonard because you
yeah,
mentioned Jim Leonard.
Yeah, because I feel like he might be the guy. He's the double or top dude.
Texas T 346 is in there. Slim Cuddy 71. Harold Edwards. Texas T said number 1 Flores, 2 Morris, 3 Schwartz, 4 Harris. Al Harris. So
take Al Harris out, please.
yeah,
He's not coming
he
here.
Seems to be a favorite.
Yeah, he
of
might
the
be a
fans.
favorite.
Favorite
but
of the fans.
He's favorite of the fans, but he's not favorite of the management.
Yeah. And
See, that's what you need to listen to. He's not favorite of the management. They said he let Trevin Diggs get too much. No. If they got rid of Trevin Diggs like that, you think they want to bring him back? Really think about that, y'all. Come on, man. You open your brains. Not telling y'all being goofy or anything, but open your brains. If they were saying that about with Diggs and they got rid of Diggs and he was like the lifeline to him, you think they're going to bring him back? No, they're not. Stop talking about Al Harris. He's over there being happy over in Chicago. Let him be happy over in Chicago. He ain't going to be happy if he come back over to Dallas. He's not.
Yeah. Gabino Barrera says
Gambino.
He says, I hate how we continued to rotate our whole defense all year from the defensive line all the way to safety. I think you had a lot of guys come back from injury and then those trades too. So that's kind of a lot of changes happened right around midseason. But yeah, LuxTube said Flores isn't a yes man.
Nope.
And then Harold Edwards said, I believe our next defensive coordinator is going to be Jim Schwartz.
Nope. No, it's not.
DD Cruz says, I'm doing good. Big Game James, long time no see.
Yes, ma'am.
Over there on Facebook. We haven't been on Facebook in some years. I was looking back at a lot of old
Jim
videos
Schwartz is
today.
not coming here either. I'm cutting him out.
All right, well, let's just talk about that then. No, you want to go to Jim Leonard and then, let's go to Jim Leonard and then you can tell us why. Real quick, though, Big Spank Dog said no one wants to coach or play in Dallas, and Harris don't like the Joneses. That's what Harold Edwards says.
Yeah.
Dave Walker Vaughn said, what's up, Big Game
What's
James?
up, Dave Walker? That's my dog. Appreciate you. So, with the Jim Leonard thing, y'all remember John? I know y'all know John Oney. Remember when John was on our show, like in 2017, 2018, when he was just coming up? John was on our show. We interviewed him. We brought him on.
It's over the phone.
Yeah, it was over
Can't
the phone.
remember.
It was. I won't forget it because I remember.
We had a lot of people.
We had John Oney on the show. It was like 2018, I think. He was just up and coming, and we had Skywalker Steele. Sky. I wanted to bring Sky on too because I want Sky to get some good pub, and I want people to hear him. So we had both of them on back to back, and we were playing the Commanders. Now they were whatever they were back then, and they both gave the breakdowns of that game. John Oney is a guy that he's very technical in what he does. He's got a good podcast. John does his thing. John been talking about Jim Leonard in these streets like mad crazy. Gee, this is what I'd say. Remember when I talked about social media and how impact it has? John only been talking about Jim Leonard. All I've been hearing him say is Jim Leonard. Now listen to what I'll tell you now. And he's super technical in what he says. Now, they mentioned Jim Leonard. Shotty says glowing reviews about Jim Leonard. I remember Jim when we was with the Jets, because I remember Jim Leonard. Okay, because I know Jim Leonard, not I know him, but we in Big Ten country, G, right? And I'm old school, so I'm older than a lot of you fans. So I remember the old school Big Ten, and I remember Jim Leonard when he played with Wisconsin. He was little. He was like 5'8". He was like remember we had the corner at Ohio State, was short, little, and was nice. His son played for the Buccaneers.
Winfield?
Yes.
We didn't have Winfield.
No, I'm saying Winfield. I remember how little he was.
Yeah.
He was like 5'8", and people were like, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it because he's a little corner, but he was nasty because he could tackle, right? And he played a long time. Jim Leonard was a safety back at Wisconsin. I remember watching him. He was little, and he was like 5'8", he was tiny. But the thing he could do, he could tackle, but the thing Jim Leonard could do, he could get interceptions. He was one like the all-time leading intercepting player all in Wisconsin history. He was always that. He was a walk-on. When you watched him play, he played hard. Like Jim Leonard stood out to me, and he was so regular, but he stood out to me because he played so hard. Feel me? So
he probably coaches that way then.
Exactly. So you got to think, you came on as a walk-on. You made yourself into a really good player. Jim Leonard is all through Wisconsin history. Then after he had a damn good career, he didn't get drafted. I'm good. He didn't even get drafted. He had a damn good career, because I remember Jim Leonard. When I hear Jim Leonard, I remember him with the Jets, and I remember him with the Ravens. That's where I remember Jim Leonard. And Shotty coached with him, and Shotty was like, oh yeah, when we was at the Denver game, I walked up to him and we had a chit chat, and he's a great coach. He said it twice in his statement. He's a great coach. He's a great coach. Jim Leonard is 43 years old. Okay. He went to Wisconsin after he got done playing, started off at the low, went all the way up to where he was interim coach. Okay. So he took regular talent at Wisconsin, and they were still good. Then he came over and was the coach with the Denver Broncos. 2 years, right? 2 years. Don't really have a lot of experience, but he's coached with Sean Payton, and Sean Payton already made him assistant head coach after the second year. Jim Leonard is the type of guy that he's going to coach you the way he played. Okay, he's going to talk to you. If he's teaching you the defense, he's going to really make you understand it in a way that you're going to understand it the right way. And his playing style is relentless, and he's adaptable. Like, he's going to listen to the players too. That's the type of player, that's the type of coach that Jerry, okay, in the interview, they were like, Jerry, would you take a chance on a guy who hasn't a head coach or a first year, like a first timer? Because we know Jerry always likes to lean on experience, but Jerry he played y'all in the media. See, Jerry wants to get all y'all back on the team. So he said everything y'all wanted him to say, he said yes to. Jerry, you gonna do this? Yep. Jerry, you gonna do this? Yep. What about this, Jerry? Yep. He playing y'all. Y'all fall for it. I don't, but he play y'all in the media. Okay. But when he said, yeah, I'll take a first year coach. You heard when Schottenheimer was giving all them glowing things of Jim Leonard. Jim Leonard is 43 years old, don't have a lot of experience. They get along. He could be an up-and-coming guy. He's a name in the streets. John only been talking about him, too. A lot of people are getting steam with the Jim Leonard thing now. I'm going to tell you right now, he would be a choice over Flores, because Flores is more divisive. Flores is going to be more like, nah, I ain't going for that. Jim Leonard will be, in my opinion, more grateful. You gave me this chance.
And he's only been a coordinator for 1 year, right?
This will be his second year in the NFL. You don't have no other experience besides that but college with Wisconsin, right? And he's 43 years old, so he's young. So remember when they were saying, would you take a chance on a young? You see the setup? You see the setup, G? And you see where Jerry will play everybody in the media like, look, I just hired a young guy. I just hired a guy who don't got no experience. Look at me changing. See, y'all don't fall for. See, y'all fall for that. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all get mad at me and say I'm disgruntled and mad and shit, but y'all don't understand how he manipulates the media and y'all. Because see, he'll come out there and do this move to make him look good. Not the move that maybe might be the true right move, G. Right? I'm not saying Leonard won't be a bad pick, but I do feel Leonard will be more of grateful.
Yeah, it's what it is it's going to be a guy that is not going to, it's going to fit what they're comfortable with. We talk about comfortability. It's going to be somebody who won't give the pushback because they don't want that tension or friction in the work environment. You know what I mean? Because that wouldn't be good for the team or the media or anybody. That would probably create a lot more pressure. So it's going to have to be somebody that will obey. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's pretty much what it is.
Say it. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Like you got to listen or, you're out of here. Like you ain't going to last. There's going to be friction, tension. It's not going to work out.
In that interview today, G, remember when we were all like, when they hired Eberflus, Jerry really, to me, threw Shotty under the bus. Just for me, maybe I might be wrong. Y'all can tell me in the chat. But in the beginning, everybody was talking about how Jerry hired Eberflus, and it was Shotty didn't have nothing to do with that. Jerry was like, "Oh, we was all loving the hire of Eberflus, even Shotty."
Mm-hmm.
To me, you throwing him under the bus. He ain't gonna give you, and he didn't give no pushback.
Yeah, I mean, you just talked about it being grateful for what you got there. I'm sure Shotty was very grateful for that opportunity.
Very grateful.
I don't think any other teams were running after Shotty.
Nobody.
To be a head coach. So I'm sure he was very grateful for that opportunity. So when you're a new guy and you learn this at a job too, we talk about our regular jobs. A new guy, someone new in a position, he's going to be kind of like kiss ass at first until he gets a little bit more settled in there.
And that's what he's doing now.
Then he can start, making decisions. Now you are seeing probably some pushback from him on some things.
That's what he's doing now.
We didn't see a 10 to 12 day window. It was 2 days.
Right. Because now he feels like, well, I'm in here. You giving me some moves. So now he's playing the mental game with Jerry. Like, okay, just like you said, G, exactly like you said. Like, he's like, okay, now I got a little wiggle room. So, man, come on, dog. Why are we keeping him and you ain't trying to keep him forever? You're not trying to keep him, so why are you going to keep him? I'm telling you, I'm not saying these are the conversations, but this is what I feel, where he's like, why are you keeping him then? What's the point? You ain't keeping him. Like, we're trying to make the move. You trying to, and see, Shotty is smart. Shotty will talk to Jerry like this. Aren't you trying to get a different thought of the people think how you think in the media? Aren't you trying to have people think this is Libra gang? I'm trying to tell you, y'all don't think, but this is how Libra talk. So he's like, hey, listen, you gotta, you want them to, you want to look good in the media, don't you? You holding on to him ain't gonna make you look good.
Convincing.
Yes. And Jerry will listen to that and be like, okay, yeah, you know what, Shotty, you right. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of him then. Okay. But then Jerry will say all this stuff, and to save his ass, oh, it ain't just me that wanted Eberflus. Shotty wanted him too.
Yeah.
I'll look at Jerry like
we all know though.
But I'll be looking at Jerry like, you a hoe.
Like
You's a hoe ass.
Some bullshit.
You a hoe ass motherfucker for that one.
We all know the truth though. But I want to give a couple more shout outs to the comments before we move on there. But David Belier, he's in there. He's in there every week. What's up, David?
What's up, David? Shout out to you.
Big Spank said that's why they keep promoting from within. No coach wants to coach there. Yeah, you wouldn't want to coach there because you wouldn't have any freedom as a coach. Really.
No, he's gonna be on your ass watching.
As far as the players go, you probably you work with what you got and you make it work with the guys that you got. That
you
we
keep
give
going.
you.
I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah. You may have to go upstairs. Okay. Yeah, if you do, it's up the second set to the left. First door on the left, up the second set. My baby's sleeping though up there. Yeah. And then he says y'all pay Dak $70 million next year. Yeah, Dak definitely. I wish we could do some restructuring there, do something to get the contract under control for the cap so we could definitely add some help. Me and James were talking about that the other day. Tom Brady was a guy that I don't know if ever at any point he was the highest paid quarterback in the league. Okay. I don't know if at any point he was the highest paid quarterback in the league. So I don't think Dak has ever, to this point, wanted to. Hopefully, he could do something hopefully, they could just restructure it so where they can bring in some extra help. Slim Cuddy said, "What y'all smoking?" Yeah, it's just some Ohio stuff out here in Ohio. It's legal out here now, so that's what we're on. And then Harold says Jim Leonard's a good choice, but he's raw. Has only been a defensive coordinator for a year, and he's still raw. Big Spank said out of all these contracts on the offensive side of the ball, what's left for the defense? Yeah, they're going to have to hit on the draft picks. If they're not going to trade the first rounders, if they do pick there, but even in those middle rounds to late rounds where they haven't really been hitting much, they need to hit there. But even with those guys, you're going to have to wait because those guys usually don't make an impact right away unless you get real lucky. In just a minute, we're going to get back into the defensive coordinator talk about we'll talk about why James thinks Jim Schwartz is not going to work out for the Cowboys. I know a lot of people are interested in him. Let me know in the comments where you rank your defensive coordinators that you want the Cowboys to pick up. And we've been talking about doing a thorough search, so hopefully they do run through some interviews. You see a whole bunch of other teams scheduling interviews right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's back, and we'll jump back to the comments in a minute, but we can get now to why you think Jim Schwartz is not going to be a guy for the Cowboys.
Because he's not familiar. That's why. He's not familiar. Like, if they were to let him go, he's not familiar. And I don't want Schwartz here because I don't think he would do good in Dallas. I just don't feel like he would do good in Dallas. He would do good everywhere else but Dallas. That's just my opinion. He won't do good in Dallas, so I don't want him here. He just won't do good. It won't blend. It won't work. And I like Schwartz, but I just don't feel like his style. And understand, Schwartz is more like Eberflus, and I like Schwartz because he'll adapt a little bit. Schwartz will blitz you, but Schwartz is more like, I want my front four. I want that to pressure. I don't send a lot of blitzes. We don't want to go back to that, okay? Even though I think he's a better coach than Eberflus, we don't want to go back to that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't want that in the building anymore. You need a little bit more aggressiveness that's going on. So, but I'm telling you, that Jim Leonard name is going to be hot in these streets, G, I'm telling you. And if Jim Leonard goes in that interview, if they interview him and he blows up that interview, he's going to get hired, in my opinion. He is, because he's young. Jerry's going to lean on. He's 43. Jerry's going to lean on. Brian loves him. We're all getting along. Everybody's in it. And you're not going to be divisive against me because you're going to be more grateful to get your first opportunity for me to really let you do what you do. You're the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. Come on, man.
You want to be a head coach?
Jerry's a salesman, bruh.
That's probably what it's out. You want to be a head coach?
Bruh, y'all don't see. Here's the thing. See, y'all don't understand. Jerry, I'll be trying to tell you about Libra game. We spit. We good with the mouthpiece. Feel me? And he know how to spit that game. And you know he could spit that game real good to Jim Leonard. He probably soaking it up like, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. I'll take it. You feel me? Let's go ahead and give you a multi-year deal. You know what I mean? And what does it make Jerry look? How does it make Jerry look in the media and to everybody? Yeah, see, Jerry has changed. He went got it.
Yeah, it just buys you more time. Buys him more time.
Bro, but nobody.
Keep the fans on that hook.
But don't nobody pay attention to that. And then if I say that, they like, oh, you just mad, just gruntled. Okay. All right.
Yeah, another thing I read about Jim Schwartz was he doesn't do many disguises or anything.
It's basic.
Yeah,
we don't want that.
Super basic.
We don't need that.
You need a Myles Garrett for that to work.
Dallas don't have that no more because you had a Michael Parsons in that. Jerry, don't talk about Michael Parsons. You kept on talking about him all interview.
Mm-hmm. Day Walker Vaughn over here on YouTube said, I remember Jim Leonard. Didn't he play for the Colts? I think he played for the Broncos in the Jets. He might have played for a couple
I
different
know
teams.
he played for about 5 teams because
He's been around a little bit.
Yeah, he been a real.
He was a
bit.
journeyman.
He was a
kinda
journeyman
guy.
because his size. He was like I say, he was like 5'8". He was only like 190 pounds. He was a little dude, but he played hard. But his skill set, you could get him for a couple years, and he could be really good with you because he could blend with any team. That's why I said his style is adaptable, and that's why you will say you might give him a chance. You get what I'm saying? Because he doesn't stay one way. He adapts to what's his personnel. So if I'm in zone and you kicking my ass, I'm not gonna stay in zone. I'm gonna switch it and I'm gonna go man, and I'm gonna talk to my players. Hey, we got to do this and that. So you get what I'm saying? And young, I'm trying to tell you that young, he don't have no experience. Jerry's gonna lean on that for himself.
I
See,
can build him.
I did different. See,
He could
y'all
be-
said I was this way. I only went with veteran coaches. Now I got me a 43-year-old who don't know nothing and blah, blah, blah. I'm taking a big
He'd
chance.
be homegrown.
Y'all don't listen. I'm telling y'all don't hear me, though.
Harold Edwards said, I've been a Cowboys fan since 1976. Put it in there in the comments. When
So
did you
you should understand me, Harold.
when did you become a Cowboys fan? Yeah, you've been watching a long time.
Damn it. You should understand what the hell I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. I'm trying to get some more of these comments. KG Gist is in there on
My dog,
Facebook.
KG.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of old familiar
That's
names
my
here.
dog. That's my dog. That's my hitter. That's my hitter for real.
KG Gist.
KG is my hitter for real. Like he's really my hitter.
But yeah, so that's Jim Schwartz. So what do you think about? And I'll get back into some comments in a minute. What do we think about John Gannon? That's been another name that's been thrown
Hell
around there.
no.
The Cardinals coach.
No, double, triple, 1,000, 5,230,000. No, I don't want no Rich Gannon here. Bye, Rich Gannon, John Gannon, whatever the hell his name is. I don't want no. He's not. No, you coach with the Eagles, number one. And it ain't even about that, but you coach with the Eagles, right? And nobody looked at you like you was a good ass coach. Nobody looked at you like that. You was mediocre in Arizona like we all thought you were. Why would we take you? You ain't nothing. Bye. Don't no. Blech.
So yeah, that's a quick shutdown on the John Gannon there. So don't worry about that one.
Yeah, you should probably hit something on that. You got
Hit
something,
what?
You got something on there for that for him? Whoa.
No,
Hell
that's what I was talking about. We got to come up with some sound bites.
Okay, I'm gonna get a good sound.
We're gonna have to brainstorm.
Hell
sound
no.
bites. Yeah, we got to do some sound bites because we could add all kind of sound in here. We need to come up with a list of sound bites that we can add to the show for sure. But yeah, KG just said, glad to see y'all back.
That's my dog. He real.
Klebo says,
Klebo.
happy to have a job. He ain't pushing back. And that's what I was saying. Like, he was real grateful, just like you said, Jim Leonard will be.
He will be grateful.
He knows he's got to try to win in spite of Jerry.
See, that's what we don't see. That's what y'all don't understand. These coaches have to win in spite of Jerry and them Joneses. So it's damn near. You're not just playing against them players. You're playing against them. It's a double whammy. So it's damn near like we got to be playing perfect football because you're dealing with them goofies. It's been that way because you got to deal with them. Talking about, Jerry sits back. No, he meddles.
I've been seeing this a lot, and I know you don't mind speaking on this kind of stuff. So Gambino says Jerry Jones is racist. I doubt we get a black defensive coordinator. I've seen some other people say in the comments too, like, "Oh, he's black, so that won't happen." What do you think about that? Is that something that you think is true in Dallas?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if Jerry Jones is a racist. I don't know. I've had people hit me up and we've had conversations about that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. He do some things though, dog, that make me be thinking about things with him. Like, I'm gonna just say Jerry is very a manipulative person. I ain't saying Jerry's a bad person, but he's very manipulative. And I don't know. I can't say that. I just know that there ain't never going to be a black head coach in Dallas. A
Okay,
head
well
coach.
then let me ask you this: would you ever have thought there would have been a black quarterback in Dallas? I know Dak's
Yeah.
mom was white,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I know there would be because Quincy Carter was there.
that's true. Yeah, he was.
I
there.
know he
And
would do that.
I think they had high hopes on him too. Second round
but
pick.
see,
on him.
but see, that don't mean that you like black people because you drafted a black quarterback. That's just saying you trying to go with the trend, and that's what he was trying to do because black quarterbacks start trending at that. That's the truth.
Yeah, I just want to say this though. Dak told a little story. I saw it on a little interview he was on. I can't remember where it was. I wish I could credit the source, but he was saying that somebody was asking him when he was drafted as a rookie. He came in, introduced himself as Dak Prescott. They said, "Good luck," because like Dallas will never have a black quarterback. And
that don't make no
so
sense.
that's what Dak said. I wish I'd have had the video ready, but this just kind of came off the top of the
That
head.
ain't-
I seen that video.
I'ma keep it
I'll
real.
send you the link if I find it.
That don't make no sense because Dak's mom was white.
Yeah,
Quincy Carter was black.
Yeah.
Both his parents was black as hell. Okay. Reggie Collier, Anthony Wright, black as hell quarterbacks. So
Randall Cunningham.
you feel me? He had black as hell quarterbacks. Dak is light skinned. He had black quarterbacks. So, but I'm not sitting there saying that don't mean you ain't a racist because you got black ass quarterbacks.
Mhm.
No, that's just saying that you're trying to adapt with the times. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, there wasn't no black quarterbacks. Quincy Carter was kind of like his guy. Before Quincy Carter, who was a black quarterback before Quincy Carter?
Randall
Nobody.
Cunningham.
Nuh-uh. Was Randall Cunningham before?
It was like the year 2000.
But that was
He was a backup to Troy Aikman, I believe.
Bill Parcells because Bill Parcells was
Parcells, Quincy Carter was drafted, I believe it was like 2002. Maybe it was 01 or 02.
right.
Quincy Carter.
So that's what I'm saying. Randall wasn't there then,
Randall Cunningham was there in 2000.
was he?
Yeah, the year 2000.
Damn.
Yep.
I've heard it.
And I
I
think that
remember
was
Randall
Aikman's
was there.
last year.
Yeah, because he backed him
And
up.
that's when it went bad for the next 5-6 years. Till
Yeah,
Romo came
and
in.
then they went from
Yeah.
Campo to Parcells. But what I'm saying is, when he took up Quincy Carter, it wasn't because I'm just pro black. No, it was because it was starting to be a shift in the NFL. It wasn't the standard drop back white quarterback. More athletic quarterbacks were starting to come in, and they were black. And the trend started happening, and Jerry wanted to ride the wave.
It was Donovan McNabb.
Yes. Achilles Smith.
Yep.
A lot of those black quarterbacks started coming in the league. Steve McNair, Michael Vick, they opened the door. So he wanted to ride the wave because Quincy Carter, I remember, had a really good freshman.
I loved Quincy Carter. I did.
His freshman, sophomore year, he was kind of real good. Then the year that Dallas drafted him, he had a fall off year. Dallas still drafting him because they were taking the potential and they were like, oh, nah, we want to ride the wave too.
Man,
That's what it was.
he.
Quincy was on my show.
I remember.
I love
Yep.
Quincy.
He went.
Quincy gave me a great interview.
I like Quincy Carter a lot.
He's Libra gang.
I was pissed
so you
when
know.
we released him.
We have the same birthday. Our
Oh.
birthday's on the same day.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Now I was pissed when we released him because he just came off of like a 10-6 year. I think we made the playoffs.
He said they made up a story.
It was a Bill Parcells' first year, I think.
They tried to say it was cocaine. He said it wasn't. They tried to
Man.
label him as a cokehead.
I was pissed because I'm like, man, and then he went to the Jets, and then that was it.
I know, but I want to put that out there because I remember when I was younger, they put that out there. It was cocaine while he got released.
I think I remember that too.
Yeah, they put it out there, and that's why I was like, man, damn. When I interviewed him, he said, no, it wasn't. That wasn't anything, nothing like that. I think he said he smoked some weed, but it wasn't that. They put that out there to make them look good. I like Quincy with Bill Parcells. You know, Quincy wasn't great, and he was never going to be great, but I'm like you, G. I like Quincy Carter. I don't know why I like Quincy. Quincy was just a real motherfucker.
Hey, I thought
I love Quincy. Quincy's a real motherfucker.
like when before Bill Parcells got there, you could see that potential, but it just wasn't consistent. But then when Bill Parcells got there, he put it together really for like a good season. We made the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
10-6.
His first year.
And
with
then,
Quincy.
yeah, and then and then he got cut, and I was like, shit. Well, I finally
But
felt
that
like
was
we had
that
a
bullshit.
quarterback.
But it was the BS that happened right then.
I finally felt like we had a quarterback. But
Mhm.
then thankfully we got Romo a couple years later. But that was a rough period, that 5-6 year stretch, man.
But think about it. When you had real coaches, G, you had Parcells who didn't give a F, right? He didn't give a F about what anybody said. I run this. I run Bartertown. Shut the F up. I run this. You're going to do how I want to do it. And that's what Dallas needs. The problem with Dallas is Jerry babies him. I'm not going to forget what Jerry Clowney said when he came over to Dallas. He said, y'all spoiled over here.
And he's not the only one that said things like that.
But that's the truth. Y'all spoiled over here. Jerry spoils y'all. He gives y'all a luxury. Y'all, it's comfortable over here. It's not heartache and pain. They lost this and we all like, oh, it's okay. There's no heartache and pain over it. Everybody's still eating. We doubling the money. We not lacking in nothing. We just try it again next year. And it's okay. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Just to change it up real quick, Big Spank says 26 is going to be a terrible season. What do you think about next year? Just your honest opinion. Do you think there's a chance with like a new defensive coordinator coming in where they sit with these draft picks and what they could possibly do with those, whether it's a draft or a trade? Where do you think that they sit going into next season, especially if they bring in a guy? You got to think anybody's going to be better than Eberflus. They're going to be really putting an emphasis on the defense. So realistically, do you think it could be a good regular season next year at this point?
I honestly don't know. I was sitting there thinking, like, what's my feeling on 2026? You got rid of Eberflus. If you get that, like, I feel like you're not going to get a Brian Flores because I feel like he would not want to be under Jerry. That's just my opinion. He would turn that job down. I think he would say, I'll go somewhere else before I come over here with you. Aaron Glenn did it. Aaron Glenn went and was the head coach of the Dallas for the New York Jets. And he didn't even want Jerry to even hit him up. He said, I don't even want to mess with you. So when everybody tries to hype up Dallas Cowboys like, oh, it's the dream job. No, it's the dream submissive job. Guys who are grateful to get on. That's what Jerry loves. Them guys that are grateful to come over here and coach for the Dallas Cowboys. You're going to be the next coach of the Dallas. And he keeps on saying that dumb shit. Do you listen to him in the interviews, dog? Like, I'm saying this right here, and he says the same dumb shit in the interviews. Like, seriously. He says dumb shit in these interviews. He tells these long-ass dumb stories. And you know what? I can always tell when he's lying. Because when they ask him a straight face-to-face question, when he starts going, he's lying. Y'all ain't caught on that? He's lying. When he starts to and keeps saying it repeatedly, he's lying. Because he don't know what to say because you hit him with a question he wasn't ready for.
I'm going to switch it up again real quick because I keep kind of playing off the comments now because we pretty much hit on, all the possibilities at defensive coordinator. So we're just kind of talking right now in general. But Jay Lombardi says, oh, shit.
My
Big
dog,
game,
Jay
James
Lombardi.
G finally made a live stream before work.
Jay Lombardi, my dog.
Yep. Glad to have you tune in tonight. We were later than normal, so that's probably why you were able to catch it.
The late night hype.
And then Harold said Steven even said that they have Javonte as a top priority of Pickens. What do you think is going to happen there? Are they going to keep Pickens or are they going to keep Williams? Should they keep that whole core together on offense?
Sounds good. Let me see, because Javonte's going to want money. I ran for 11, I don't know how many yards, I think at least 1,100, right? So he's going to want some money, a big payday. I'm only 25 years old, maybe going into 26. I'm going to want a big payday. So, do you think that Javonte Williams is going to come back to Dallas because let's do it again? No, these are football players. They know Dallas ain't did shit in 30 years either, right? So, why would I go less here and stay in Dallas when y'all ain't never did shit? When I can go to another team, make more money, and maybe have a better chance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so stop.
They're
fooling
going to
me.
go where the better money is.
Stop fooling me on that. Okay, this is a running back. Running backs don't got a lot of years on their life, so they're gonna go for the biggest contract they can get as a running back.
Yeah.
Dallas ain't gonna offer them that when you got possibly George Pickens, who's gonna want some money. We don't know if you're gonna sign him because we don't know what you're gonna do with your first round picks. We don't know what you're gonna do if you're gonna trade him or not. George Pickens wants money. He's not going to go for a little bit of cash. If you franchise tag him, right, that's $28 million. Number one, he's not going to fuck with that tag. He's not. Him and his agent are not messing with that tag. They're going to be like, trade us.
Yeah.
They are. So y'all, see, y'all be on that. See, y'all be on that. Y'all listen to Jerry. Oh, if we would have signed Parsons, we wouldn't have been able to get Pickens.
Well, Pickens is probably going to want top dollar.
Right.
I think he's going to want to be probably the highest paid.
One of the highest
league.
paid. And his agent's going to go for it too.
I think he might
So
be.
what I'm saying is, G, not to cut you off, but that's what I mean. They're going to go hard for the money. Right? So you think he's going to be, he said, oh, I'm ready. You heard him I'm ready for negotiations. Because he's letting you know, motherfucker, do you see my numbers?
Yeah, and that's why I think that they're not going to sign him.
They're not.
They're not going to sign him.
They're going to tag
I wouldn't
him.
be surprised if they lose him and then they go wide receiver or something like that in the first round. Because do you see them paying premium pay at two positions of the same position? Or, the same position, two players?
No, because he wants big money, and he deserves the big money. That's why I said when I had I did have a lot of people hating on me when I said when you traded for him, you should have signed him then. Right, G? You should have signed and trade like DK Metcalf, where there ain't no drama. You here. So shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
This is unrated.
Okay.
We do that.
Okay.
We do.
Well, we traded for you, DK Metcalf. Shut the fuck up. You got your money. I don't want to hear you for 3 years. 3 years. I don't want to hear your mouth. At least. Dallas didn't want to do that. Oh, we're going to trade for you and prove it. What you proving, motherfucker? You do it. You doing them numbers.
You don't think maybe Pickens wanted to prove it?
Oh, my God.
To be able to get that bigger money, show he can do what he did?
In his head and his agent, yeah, they're going to want to prove it, but you don't think Dallas, when we heard all that noise about that shit, they're not going to sign you to no big money? When did they do that?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't about Pickens.
I think we might end up losing him.
Pickens talked about in, week 4? Oh, yeah, I definitely would love to sign with Dallas. We were hearing him say it then. You really think Dallas offered him a contract when they traded them picks? No, they said prove it.
But I think what we saw from Flournoy, I know you don't like him as a number 2, but I think they've seen enough from him where they can feel confident, especially if they draft another guy.
See?
That they're not going to bring Pickens back.
See? Listen to what you're saying. Your theory. You just heard what you just said. See? Oh, Flournoy, we okay. Flournoy can slide right in at number 2. He can play right next to CD. We ain't got. All right.
And I think they also might think that Dak has shown it with multiple, offenses.
I'm glad
different
you're bringing
coordinators.
this up because they ain't shit.
Just looking at it from all sides.
Nope. I'm glad you say it because it makes me say Dallas ain't shit more. I'm glad you bring that up because that makes me say Dallas ain't shit.
But talking about back to the comments a little bit, Harold Edwards said he said he disagrees with you about Schwartz. He said he's familiar with the NFC East. He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles.
Okay. I'll bet you $20 when you can cash at me. I'll give you my cash app. Let's bet $20 on that.
What
that Jim Schwartz don't come here. Make sure you cash at me, okay? I will hit you up. Mine is $BGJ DC4L. I will win this bet. Make sure you cash at my money.
Day Walker said,
make sure you cash at my money, dog.
Dave Walker said if you he didn't even agree to it yet. He said, "I'm just gonna make the bet final. Just cash at me if it happens."
Yeah, no, you gonna cash at me, dog. I'm winning.
Dave Walker said, "If you could pick the defensive coordinator, who would you pick?" I think you said Flores.
Yeah, Flores, because he's divisive. He's gonna say, "Man, Jerry, shut the fuck up. I don't want that."
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna do that.
They're not gonna do it
because they don't want that pushback, and I don't think they would go. That route.
Even G agrees.
Yeah. No, because it would make things too uncomfortable.
Exactly,
for them,
and they don't want.
I don't think they would want to deal with that.
They don't want uncomfortable.
I think they want to do it their way and their way with the guy. You know, when Jason Garrett used to say the right kind of guy. That's what he was talking about. Guys that.
That's why. And me and G disagree on a lot of shit. Y'all ain't behind the scene. Me and G will disagree with me in a heartbeat. Like, nah, I don't agree with that. Like, G really will.
I just like to bring the other side of it.
It's the truth, though. He really do it, and he don't do it just to do it just because, like, I don't know about that. So that's what I'm saying. When he's saying this shit is real, listen what he's saying. You tell him, G. Shit, they're always yelling at me. You're always negative.
That's why it bounces off good together. Because
you're always negative.
I mean, I agree the root problem is going to be Jerry because he does play that GM role and they're in charge of all the football stuff.
83.
And I just don't think
we're the Bengals of the NFC. See, people don't want to hear that though. I've been screaming it. How are we not the Bengals of the NFC? Mike Brown is the owner, general manager, and the president of the Cincinnati Bengals. He's 90 years old.
And you've been seeing the same kind of results the last
year. Come on, dog. Look at the history since he took over the team. It's the same trajectory as Jerry Jones. It's the same shit.
And I saw you say something like, at least they got to a Super Bowl.
And they still got to a Super Bowl even after all that dummy. Even after all that dummy. He's a goofy. Everybody. I remember when Carson Palmer said, I will never play for Cincinnati Bengals again. I will retire. That's crazy when a player said, I'd rather retire in my prime than play another down for you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
But see, they don't do with Jerry because Jerry know how to finagle you.
Well, they changed their ways a little bit, and then Joe Burrow got to a Super Bowl.
Well, but I'm saying, they looked up and got that number one pick. Dak ain't no number one pick.
Even that year, though, when they went to the Super Bowl, their defense kind of sucked.
It did.
Yeah, they just made a little run in the playoffs.
Joe Burrow. That's why you're the number one pick, right?
Yep.
Let's be honest, okay? I know it's a team game. It's 11 people on that field, right? Right, G? It's 11 people on that field, G. But when you got that quarterback, when you got that guy, I'm telling you, dog, it raises everybody else's game. It just does. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen players throughout history when they're that guy, they just take over the game themselves and they just make they make the right throws, the right calls, they scramble the right play. It's just amazing because you just kind of like, okay. Like I remember I hated when Joe Montana would get the ball at the end of the game. Oh, man, why you get this motherfucker a minute 25 left? Because I just knew Joe Montana was going to do it. Mm-hmm. It's just certain guys where you're like, oh, man. Now, let's ask yourself. I'm asking you, G. I just told you Joe Montana. What's a quarterback to you that you just felt like when he gets the ball at the end of the game, don't let him get the ball at the end of the game because he's going to beat us? What quarterback is that with you?
I mean, the first one that pops in my head is Brady.
Who else? Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, there's all kind of guys like that. I mean,
all kinds? Ain't a lot.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Guys that you would like trust at the end of the game. I mean, Pat Mahomes was a guy like that, but he hasn't been like that. But
he's still a guy like that. He just had injuries.
They really didn't have to win all that way, but they did have a lot of comeback wins in the playoffs.
Mahomes is clutch.
Yeah. So Pat Mahomes is another guy that comes to mind. Yeah, I mean, there's other guys. It's just right off the top of my head. I'll think about it. I'll come back to you with it.
It ain't really a lot of guys.
I think there's quite a few. There's some clutch guys.
Who?
Eli Manning was a clutch guy.
That's what I'm saying. Back in the day, ain't no clutch guys now.
You mean right now? You're asking me about active guys.
Yeah, ain't no
I thought
clutch
you meant
guys
just
now.
like of all time.
Yeah, like all
You said
time.
Joe Montana.
Yeah, Eli, because you ain't really see Joe Montana, but Eli Manning was super clutch. He might not be the greatest quarterback, but that motherfucker was clutch.
Yeah. Yep. In the playoffs.
He
when it
was
mattered the
clutch.
most.
I hated playing Eli. I never want Eli Manning to get the ball with a minute 30, minute 40, 2 minutes left. He gonna beat you.
Yeah. I'm going to hit a couple more comments here, and then we'll get into that. We're going to talk about one of the Cowboys' biggest rivals coming up here. You're probably going to be able to hit on this more because you've seen it a lot more than me.
Yes, sir.
I can get in on some of the stuff that more recently, but
Yes.
Super Bowls
I'm
included.
excited
But yeah,
about
we'll
this.
get in on that. But
I'm excited about
Mr. Kima says, I've been a Cowboys fan since 1968.
that. Damn.
He said, I've watched all of their Super Bowls. Jay
Ooh.
Lombardi said, John Gannon can't
Yeah.
even motivate a Pop Warner team.
Phil, you don't even bring him in the building. That's a stanky.
Robert the Great said, and I'm just kind of flowing through some comments, giving some shout outs basically. What about Raheem Morris? You did hit on Raheem Morris. Rewind the tape to watch about
I like
Raheem
Raheem.
Morris. David Belier said 1975. So we got some older time Cowboys fans. I'm about 1990. I'd say the Cowboys Steelers Super Bowl 95 is probably the furthest I can remember.
Because I remember it must.
And
I remember Franco Harris.
yeah, see,
Bradshaw.
I can't remember nothing like that.
See, that's what I love. That's why I love talking to G when he says that. He's like, no, I can't remember.
No. I remember Steve Young at the end of his career, Dan
That's
Marino, guys like that. I remember that era at the end of their careers.
That's why I love it. When he says that, I'm like, damn, because I be forgetting sometimes.
Mhm.
And he'd be like, I remember them at the end. Like he said Steve Young at the end. I remember
Yep.
and I remember when Steve Young was at
I
Tampa
remember
Bay.
John Elway at the end of his career.
You feel me? I remember John Elway at Stanford.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. Gabino said, who should we draft as our first pick? Just real quick.
12th pick. If it says the 12th,
You got a player in mind?
I'm not gonna say Sonny Styles because
I think we will have some more draft talk coming up
definitely
in the more recent
I'll be at the
weeks.
Senior Bowl.
Yep,
Woo,
that's
woo.
coming up soon.
Yeah. In the 26th through the 30th, Senior Bowl, big game, James.
But yeah, right now, and this is subject to change as things change before we get to the draft. It's a long way away, but like right now, who you looking at? He said, who should we draft? Maybe at least, you already said defensive end in the previous show.
I want to say defensive end. I don't know if everybody's talking
Is
about
there a player you like?
the David Bailey cat. I mean, I need somebody who's athletic, impact, come at the. We need somebody who can get at the edge right now. Somebody who can compliment easy.
Yeah, and you mentioned like if they, you really said F the picks, but if they are going to pick, you like Bailey.
F them picks.
But you think Bailey could be what kind of impact? Like what's
I don't
his
know.
strength?
I don't know.
What's the strengths of Bailey?
I don't know what the impact he will be because his impact is he's a good get off guy, athletic. He can set the edge. He played very good in his game. A few games, definitely in the run game.
Like what could you see him? What kind of impact you think he could make on a defense? Like interceptions, sacks.
No, it's
just a lot of tackles, just being disciplined.
I think more sacks. I think
He's a
because
sack
I think he has explosiveness off the edge. But when I look at this draft, this is my problem with this whole draft. I'm good. This is my problem with this whole draft. I posted a link on my Twitter where this gentleman from CBS Sports said, this ain't the draft. This is going to be a trade draft where you train a lot of these teams are going to trade a lot of their first round picks and get veteran players because this ain't a draft. This ain't the draft. Like, I'm not even excited about this draft. Like, I've seen drafts where I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of good players in this draft. I don't see that in this draft. Like, this is a very regular draft, dog. This is not no draft like that. It is not a draft like that, dog. It just really isn't from top to bottom. From the top pick to the from the top pick to the 32nd pick. This is not one of them drafts where you're like, ooh, you got the guy.
That's why you feel good about trading.
Yes. That's why I'm like, if this motherfucking Max Crosby knee is good and everything's good, then fuck them picks. Like I said, the Rams said F them picks. They F them picks, and Like I said, they had Jared Goff. He took him to the Super Bowl. They said, you ain't the guy. Bye. Trade you. We're going to get another guy and go to the Super Bowl and win. Traded all. Okay, Jalen Ramsey, F them picks. Von Miller, F the picks. You get what I'm saying? Real organization is doing that. And what happened? They got a Super Bowl. Then what happened? Everybody was like, what did Stephen Jones and them say? They said forget them picks, but they got to come back to reality. What is going? Yeah, they did. And what happened? It only took a couple of years, and they was right back at it. And look at them now. They're competing right back for a Super Bowl while Dallas is sitting home. Who's in the playoffs? The Rams with a 37-year-old Matthew Stafford.
Yep, he looks good. Mr. Kima said this has changed up a little bit, but going back to we were talking about black quarterbacks. Tony Banks was one. Rodney Peete. A few people mentioned these in the comments, so we're just talking about that a little bit. I was hitting a little bit of comments. But yeah, then I wanted to get into that.
Jerry tries to ride the wave.
I wanted to get into that rival that we were going to talk about. Send in super chats and stars on Facebook. Anywhere you're watching, you can send support that way. So we'd appreciate that. Like the video if you could. We'd like to get as many likes as we can. That definitely helps out. Helps get the views out there. So like the video. We appreciate that. But so your favorite Cowboys rival. You said you like the Cowboys Steelers.
Yes.
What do you remember about that rival? What makes that rivalry so great?
Well, that rivalry is so great to me because number one, I'm old school. I was in them 70s. I saw it. I lived it. So I actually saw the Steel Curtain. I actually saw Mean Joe Green, L.C. Greenwood, Rocky Blyer, Jack Ham, Jack Lambert, Mel Blunt. You know what I'm saying? I seen all them going against Tony Dorsett, Staubach, Crosby, you feel me? Ed Too Tall Jones, Randy White, all them. I saw that. D.D. Lewis, I seen all that. So, to me, even though they didn't play in the same division where it's like year in, year out, you're playing them, it was only every, 4 years. But number one, Steelers hated Dallas because somebody dubbed Dallas as America's team, and we had the star on the helmet. Pittsburgh hated that, for real. Their players hated it, like they really hated Dallas. When I watched them games, dog, like it made me really hate Pittsburgh. Like I really hated Terry Bradshaw. I really hated Franco Harris. Like even when Dallas didn't play them, I hated them. I wanted them to lose every game. That's how much impact. And them Super Bowls they played with Dallas were classics. 21-17, 35-31. And then you had, I can't remember the score in the last one when Larry Brown had the 2 interceptions. But whenever, you can't tell me when Pittsburgh played Dallas in a Super Bowl, those were sold out. Because number one, the fan bases are crazy on both sides. Pittsburgh has a huge fan base, right? And they're more grimy, grungy. Dallas has a huge base where they're more like kind of high class. And that clashes. And that's why I felt like it was always a great rivalry, because in the minds of the people, it's the hard-working people against the classy people. And that's always been a clash in life. So since that's always been a clash in life, it's a clash when they play football. So that's what makes everybody want to watch it and look at it, because the players even made it like that, because the players would even say, oh, Dallas, they always think they all stars and this and that. We're going to bust their heads in. They said it themselves, and Dallas took it personal because they were always trying to be like that grimy team to topple them. So it was like a personal game every time. And even when you watch it, we talked about ourselves in 2016 when Ezekiel Elliott and Dak first came in, everybody was hyped to watch that Pittsburgh game. And it was one of the most watched games ever. and it was legendary. It led up to everything. It was everything you thought it wanted it to be. It was, because those players understood it, even though they had not been around it. They knew you coming into Pittsburgh. Do you understand this Dallas Cowboys Pittsburgh? They understood it. That's why they played like that. And that's why I like that rivalry, because every player that plays in that Cowboys Steelers game, it's almost like, you better understand this game, son. This ain't no regular game. You better bring your stuff.
A lot of the younger people aren't going to really understand that.
I know they're not. And I appreciate that.
I mean, we've seen some good Steelers-Cowboys games over the last few years. And then obviously the Super Bowl, but that was 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who's like under the age of 30 probably won't really.
They'll be like, I don't know nothing about what you even talking about. What you
mean,
talking about?
Even if you are 30, I mean, you just saw that Super Bowl in 95, so, or, going into 96. But, yeah, so.
They would have no clue what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so a lot of the older people are going to agree with you there. Not older, but you know what I mean. Like that generation we coming up in the 70s, 80s and stuff. So, but
if you look at it, even if a younger generation, if you say Steelers, Cowboys, even the younger generation will get excited about it naturally. They don't know why they get excited about it, because they'll understand the natural history behind it, and that's why they get excited about it, because they say, if a young Cowboys fan, you can't tell me a young Cowboys fan and they know they're going to play the Steelers and they're going to Pittsburgh Stadium, they're going to get geeked up. Yes, they will. Because Pittsburgh has that aura. You feel me? Pittsburgh Steelers have that aura. Like the Dallas Cowboys have that aura. Pittsburgh has that aura. There's only a few teams in the NFL, to me, that have that aura. Cowboys are one of them. I think the Packers have that aura. I think the Niners have that aura. And I think the Steelers have that aura. Certain teams just...
Yep. That's
Bears might sleep in there.
The 49ers are in that era.
Yeah. I said
too.
49ers.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You might throw the Bears in there too, because Bears, damn, Giants.
As far as being up there with the Cowboys, yeah. But to end the show, I got one more question for you, and this is also related to a comment here. Because I just saw this. Mr. Kima said, trading for Max Crosby does not do anything but adds 2 wins to the Cowboys. Okay, that's still significant. But my question is, because I saw this a lot of feedback on one of the videos that we posted, one of the shorts. Yeah, you trade the 2 firsts for Max Crosby, but then what do you do with the holes at linebacker and in the secondary?
Well, like I said, I think there's more holes in the secondary. Guess what? I did this. Cowboys, you're going to have to roll up your sleeves like these other damn teams and figure it out. It's your job, right? I seen the Eagles. I seen the Chiefs. I seen these other teams figure it out. Roll up their sleeves. Okay, you might have to get cut, or we're going to have to restructure you. Cowboys organization, in my opinion, are lazy. That's why I said even with the coaching search, they're going to lean on Schottenheimer and maybe Will McClay, because I don't think Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones know how to get the right coordinator, because 30 years tell me y'all don't know what the fuck y'all doing. Okay, so my thing is, let's see what's really going on. I lost my train of thought. Let me just get real.
Yeah, it's all good. I probably did too. Hey, it happens to the best of us when we, it's the late night, so it's been a long day. But
damn.
We'll end it off with that, I guess. I think you said enough, so we're good. But yeah, next week we'll probably who knows what we'll hop into. We'll see if anything happens with the defensive coordinator. News by then.
Jim Leonard.
Yeah, you said that's a guy that Shoddy had mentioned. So, the talk has been Shoddy needs to have the influence on the hire.
I'm telling you, dog.
Mentioning a guy, then that's probably it.
I'm telling you, because he spoke too highly of him Everybody wants to be comfortable. Everybody wants to get along. Everybody wants to be happy. That's what they want. And I'm not saying Leonard is a bad guy, but because you're grateful. You get what I'm saying, G?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're grateful, like Shotty is. I like Shotty, but you're still grateful.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Well, like we're talking about the right kind of guy. I think that's exactly what Jason Garrett was talking about when he would say that.
Yeah.
A guy who's going to fit right in there with the culture there, which is you got an owner and GM. You got to fit in with that culture.
Yeah. And if you fit in, that's why we're not going to win. We will probably win games and get you excited, but it's going to be the ultimate letdown later.
I did say, he's just going to have to get lucky. He's going to have to get lucky. Maybe you accidentally hire the next, Jimmy Johnson or next coordinator.
Cut it out.
Maybe you do
you
it
don't
by
believe
accident.
That. You don't believe that.
So then
I know you don't even believe that.
Wait a minute then.
Do you believe that?
Well, hold on. How did he know Jimmy Johnson was going to be good?
We all knew.
But how did he know?
Because we all knew. Jimmy had that, and you know it. Jimmy had that.
Can't there be another guy like that?
No.
Why can't there be someone
there
else?
There can be,
all know,
but we ain't going to find him and he ain't coming to Dallas because a real motherfucker's not going to come to Dallas and deal with Jerry.
I guess Jimmy Johnson taught people a lesson.
Yeah. Do you think a real motherfucker like Jimmy Johnson would come to Dallas now?
Probably not.
Exactly, because Jimmy was coming in here fresh too. It wasn't like Jimmy came in experienced. He came in the NFL fresh too.
And I don't think it's because they wouldn't want to. I think it's because Jerry just wouldn't have someone like that in there.
Exactly, because he doesn't want divisive. And that's why I feel like Brian Flores is not going to be here either. He might be the best man for the job, but they might hire somebody else because he's not going to ruffle feathers. And that's what they want.
You know what? I guess we'll see how it goes with how aggressive they are with this coaching search. Are they going to go after a big name? And then how aggressive they're going to be in free agency?
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to just say this at the end. They're going to fool a lot of y'all. Don't fall for the wolf in sheep clothing. They're going to just say, we got somebody young. We got somebody this. We got somebody that. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing everything different, but I'm really the same. Go ahead and keep on falling for that. I'm trying to tell y'all, stop falling for that shit. Y'all think he's going to be different, but he's not. He's doing it just to appease you because he wants your money. He's going to get the money from the DVD deals, but he wants everybody on his side. He wants everybody praising Jerry. He wants everybody saying Jerry is great. So what he's going to do, he's going to play on y'all emotions and see what y'all want. Yo, all that media team, and they looking, Jerry said he'll never hire a young coach. Jerry said he'll never do this. Look at Jerry. He's changing. Keep on falling for that shit. That's what he wants. Trust and believe what I say. I'll go to the grave with it.
And on that note, we'll update you next week.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. I ain't trying to hear that, dog. Man, I don't give a